Okay, in the last class we have started, the hyperlink. Now there are several other things in the hyperlink. So let me open that same, let me share my desktop, close this chat. Hope my screen is visible, and we will look at the same index file which we have seen in the last class. Now, okay, let's look at this links. Now here we have the hyperlink anchor tag, or hyperlink, or what we call it as the anchor tag. And on this page, the images are not displayed. This is because last class, as an example, I showed you to put all the files in the image and the JS file. So that is why. Now what happens is the relative links. We talked about relative links and absolute links. So these relative links and absolute links are not only with reference to, is used with href. The relative links and the absolute links are also true for the source attribute of the image. So right now what we said is, at this stage, image tag has the source attribute, and the value of the source attribute is image1.jpg. Now this file, which is index file, which we are having here, this index file is there in the samples folder. So now, since here we have used just the name of the image, so that is why it's not displaying, because the image is not present in the same directory. It's present in the img directory. So now before moving to the href, what I'll show is, let us use img/image1 over here. So now I'll save this file and let us view in the browser. Now you can see that the image has been displayed. Now this is because we have now provided the correct relative link for the images. So what I mean to show here is that it's not only the href attribute that we need to take care about relative and absolute links. It is also that source attribute we have to take care about the absolute and relative links. So always remember that the path has to be correct for image to be displayed or for a hyperlink to work. In the same way, even this image, the second image over here, image 3.jpg, I'll make this as img slash, and let me save this file. So when I execute, we have the images. Now let us move further. Now here you have seen the links created for the text over here, that is simply dummy text. We have seen the link created. We have seen the link created for this click here, as well as we have seen the link created for this contact us. Now what is happening over here is that all the links which we have created links on the text. We can create links on the image as well. For example, if this is the image, that is the after the text, this is sample text 1, and before start of the paragraph we have an image. So I want to make this image as a clickable image or as a link, image itself as a link. So what we can do is, in the same way as we have enclosed the text, within the hyperlink, the same way we can enclose the text within the image. We can enclose the image within the hyperlink. So let us go back, go over here. This is the image, which is the first image getting displayed. So what I'll do is before this image, so I'm actually enclosing an image within a anchor tag. So we will start the anchor tag here, and let us say, let us not use the absolute link here because I'm not on a web site. We are doing it in the local machine. So this is the image. So this is actually is the image tag what we have used. And then this image tag we are enclosing within the link. So after the end of the image tag, let me again, close the anchor tag. So when we are doing this, this image is now being enclosed within a hyperlink. Let me save this file. So, and let us view in the browser. When I open it, you can see that this image becomes a clickable image. This is not, because we have not put the second image as a hyperlink. So this is not clickable. If I click it, nothing happens. But this is the link. The image itself has been used now as a link. So when we click this, it goes to the contact us page. So this is how we can enclose the text as well as an image within a hyperlink tag. So this was, the basics about the href tag or hyperlink tags. Now there are certain attributes that can be used with href. I mean, not with href. Sorry, certain attributes that can be used with the anchor tag. Now, when we are clicking this image, the link is opening in the same window. That is in the same tab. If I click this image, this is dummy text. It's not working because I have given it ABC. Let me change that. Let me change this. Let me give this link as http://mjcollege.ac.in. So let us again view in the browser. Now, when I click this, this file is not found logo. When I click this, goes to contact us page, as well as when I click the dummy text, it opens a link in the same tab or in the same browser or the same window. There are certain attributes here. The first attribute we will see is, let's say for this image, we have the href as contactus.html. Now we have an attribute as target. This is an attribute. Target is an attribute there. Just like your href, target for the anchor tag, even target is the attribute. Now target can have two things, underscore blank and underscore self. Underscore blank opens the hyperlink in a new window. Like by default, it is opening in the same window. Then underscore self opens the hyperlink in the same window. So target of underscore self is default. So by default, when we click a link or when we create an anchor tag, it opens the hyperlink in the same window. So when we use target as an attribute and provide underscore blank as the value for the target attribute, the link will open in a different window, or what we can also say as in a different tab. So I have for the image tag I have provided, but for still for the this href like click here link, we do not have the target. So let us look at what happens. Just refresh it. When I'm clicking click here, this one. Click here at the red one. When I click this, it opens in the same window or the same browser. Now we had the target attribute for the image link. So I'll go here, I'll click the image here. When I click the image, this page is there as it is. It's opening in the new tab. So in a new window, it opens. Now actually, why we say a new window or a new browser, sometimes I use the word as new browser because earlier, the web browser, now every web browser has a concept of tabs. That is, I have this tab, the same web browser, same window. I have the tab as my email. Then the Meet link tab I have another tab as what we can see as the HTML, and the third as the contact. But in earlier days, what happens is the concept of these tabs was not there. The web browser used to open completely in a different web browser. The links, what we click, completely the links used to get opened in a new web browser. So, like, this is a different, you can see this is a new browser opened. I mean, though it's the same Chrome itself, but there's a new window opened here, and this is our file. So earlier, what used to happen is when we click this, when we have the target, the tab was not used to open it in a tab. It used to open in a new window itself completely. So that is how the terminology is used. That we still use the terminology as window. Just a second. Let me take this call. Anyway, sorry. Sorry for the disturbance. Actually, today from 12 o'clock, we are having a session about the online, uh, some session about how to conduct online classes and such thing. So that is why I mean, since all these days I'm busy doing such stuff. So anyway, sorry for the disturbance, and we will continue with this session. Actually, I'll end this session early. We will not have a 2 hours class today because from 12 o'clock we have a session there. So obviously, all the classes which are from 12 to 1 are cancelled. Anyway, let me continue our stuff. So that is why I mean, still the terminology of a window is used. So anyway, don't get confused. Window is nothing but a different tab itself. So when I click here, it opens in a different tab. But this link, when I'm click here, it's opening in the same tab or same window. So that is the difference between the blank as the value for the target attribute. So href, along with href, the anchor tag also has a target attribute through which we can specify that the link opens up. When a user clicks a link, it opens in a new window. Now, the purpose of this, or usually where this thing is used is when you are developing a site, a website. Website has several pages, and you may have a menu, and you may have different links connecting to different pages. So what happens here is, now all the pages, obviously you will not provide the target as blank. That is from your website. Anybody wants to browse to another link, I mean, clicks a link and browse another page. When you click it, what happens? It opens. It opens in the same window. Obviously, you don't want it to be opened in a new window. So every HTML page of your site will. I mean, nobody wants it to be opened in a new window. So by default, the links will open the same window. Then why do we have this blank as the attribute? Why do we want to make clicking a link opening in a new window? Now, sometimes what happens is sites may have links external web pages. External web pages in the sense, not the web pages of the same website. Web pages of somewhere else, something some other website. So, for example, here we had used the reference of mjcollege.ac.in for the anchor tag. So when I click this, it goes to an external site. This is completely external site. It's not a site which we are developing. It's an external site. So Usually what we want is when we click a link, when you have a web pages, when you develop a website, when you have web pages, and when you want to link it to some other external web page, external site. Usually, we make it. We use the target tag or the blank. I mean, with the blank as the underscore blank as the value for the attribute uh, because the external site will open up in a new window, and the user will still, have this the window of your website still active. So generally, uh, it is recommended, or generally it is used. The target attribute is used in such a way that if they are internal tags, if they are internal web pages, then the we don't use the target tag, because by default it is self, that is open the link in the same window. But if there is a link to external sites, then obviously we usually we use the target as underscore blank. So this was one of the other one of the thing with the the anchor tag. Then we will move further. Now here we have seen the what we say is like uh, here we have seen links. When we click it, it points to the external page. Sorry, uh, a new web page. Now I can create links which may point to the same page, or which may have references in the same page. For example, let us take a new file itself. I'll just close this one. Let us take a new text. Let me call this as say large.html. Let's say that. I'll open this file in a notepad. I'll remove all this uh, the sample tags which we have seen. What I'll do is I'll just have in para tags, I'll just have the content as, let's say, uh, chapter 1. Let's say we are having chapter 1. Then I'll just copy and let me create just 4 more uh, text. Let's say chapter 2, chapter 3, and chapter 4. Now, this is our let's assume that these are the index for our web page. Then just let me have a large amount of text here. So I'll just go to the same website from where we had just copied that. It's lorem ipsum, and from here I'll generate some text that can be used in our page. Just let me use this. Let me just paste this as it is. Lorem ipsum, and just let me save this. I don't know how much amount of text this is, so just let us open this file in a web browser. This is not that much, so what I'll do is I'll just add each uh, sentence, I'll have a para tag so that I can have a text in the proper format. So just okay, sorry. What I'm doing here is I want a large amount of text so that it will be easy for us to understand what actually we mean by links in the still not large enough. So anyway, let me just there's a lot of text over here. No problem. Just copy all this. So what we will have in this one uh, is we will have the chapter names as indexes, uh, and then for let's assume that we have text for each chapter in the same web page. So that is what I want to demonstrate. I'm creating a web page which has large amount of text. Okay, not this way, this one. Still it is no, so I'll do one thing. Instead of that, I'll increase the font size so that it's visible and we simulate the concept of large amount of text. So this is the text. Suppose this is the a book itself. And we have the index for chapters. Now let us call this the first one as chapter 1. So I'll just copy this part over here. Let me say this as the chapter 1. Let me, after chapter 1, let us, this para, why do we use this para? Okay, where does it come from? This para is chapter 2. And let me make this paragraph as chapter 3. And let's say this para is chapter 4. Let me save this file and let us refresh. So here the chapter 1 starts, chapter 2 starts somewhere over here. Now what I want to do is I want to make links. This is like an index for me. I want to make this as a link, this as a link, this as a link. When I click this link, like chapter 3, when I click, I should directly move to this part. That is this part, that is chapter 3. At this, I should move to this position when I click it. So here, what we are trying to demonstrate is that when I click the link to any of the chapters, it should not take me to a new page, new web page, or a new hyperlink. It should take me to the position where this chapter starts. So these links are there in the same page. So we need to create a link that link to the same page, somewhere on the same page, not to an external web page or to a page that is what we call, to some other page, some other link. So to do this, we use the same anchor tag. Same anchor tag, but there is a difference. Now, we will create this as links. So we will use anchor tag over here. Let us close the anchor tag over here after chapter. The same way we will have the other anchor tags. And obviously we will close this anchor. So we are creating 4 links here. 4 links should point to the same web page. Now we will have to have href itself. So this is href. So here also we will have the href attribute, because href should be there. It's a mandatory attribute for the link. href. Now, instead of having a link to a different page or an image or something, what we do is we will use hash, and we need to use some label here. Let me call this label as 1 because it's chapter 1. So let us take the label as ch1. Now, same way, I will have a different label for the second link, third link, and the fourth link. Let me call this as ch2, ch3, and ch4. So when a href attribute or a hyperlink has hash followed by anything, that anything is treated as a label. But if it has hash, that means the link is not to a web page. This link is for some section in the same page. For some section in the same page, that may be anywhere in the page. It's not a hard and fast rule that first link it should refer only to the first section, second link to the second section. Anywhere it can be. It doesn't matter. That's not a hard and fast rule. So we will use a hash and then the label there. Then within the text, wherever we have to create a link, not a link, sorry. This is the link created. So when a user clicks the chapter 1, it should go to some section of the page. Yeah, there also we will have the anchor tag. We will open this and we will close this anchor tag. But here we will not use href. We will have the attribute as name and then the value, that is the label which we are using. So ch1 we had used the label. So here we will have name equal to ch equal to in quotes ch1. I mean then this thing. So actually what happens is here you are actually creating a just like a bookmark. You have a bookmark, you keep folder pages like a bookmark. This is also like a bookmark here. So when a user clicks this link, that is chapter 1, its href is referring to hash, that means the pointing to the some section in the same web page. Then which section? It's pointing to ch1 section, that is the label there. So in the entire web page, it again encounters the anchor tag. Now here we will have name as the attribute to which we have the label as ch1. So when a user clicks this link, it goes to this section. The same way, we will just copy this part and put it up in the second chapter. This is the chapter 2. We will have to close the link also. Just remember that, otherwise it doesn't give you any error. But it doesn't work. So this we have chapter 2. We have created a section with name as ch2 or label as ch2. Then here in chapter 3 we'll make it as ch3, and let me close this link over here. As well as for chapter 4 also, I'll just do the same thing. Let me make this as 4, chapter 4. So this is how we are creating the labels or sections. We are not bothered about this content. The rest of the content below this label, that is below this ch3 or label, we are not bothered about this content. What happens is when the chapter 3 is clicked, when that link is clicked, it will come, your page will come to this section. So let us look at how it happens. We will save this file and we have these 4 sections, links for 4 sections created. Let us save this. Let me refresh this. Now you can find these are the hyperlinks, but for chapter 1, this is a section, remember that. Here chapter 2 is a section, remember, so it's not a hyperlink, remember that. So this chapter 2 is over here, this part. A. Since we don't have href here, it's not a hyperlink, it's just a bookmark, just like a bookmark. So let us look at what happens. I'm clicking chapter 1. I'm directly going to that section. And rest of them follows, doesn't matter. But our page, we are in the same page. We are in the same page. It goes to chapter 1. Then let me click chapter 3. When I click this chapter 3, I go directly to chapter 3, that side, to that section. So this is how we can, if I click chapter 4, I'll directly go to that section. And remember that we are still in same page. We are still in same web page. So this is how we can create links which can point, or we can create hrefs or hyperlinks which can point to the same, which can link to the same to the sections in the same web page. So this was another thing what we have seen today with respect to the hyperlinks. Now there is what do you call? We can also directly use hyperlinks to open a PDF files, or to open up the default mail client. Just let me look at a PDF file. Do I have a PDF file here? I don't think so. Anyway, let me just do one thing. I'll print this as a PDF file. Just a second, just sorry. Anyway, sorry for the disturbance. This now today's class we are having a lot of disturbances because I said we have a what do you call a seminar. Uh, so I mean, anyway, let me come back to the this one. I'll just do one thing. I'll just can I print this document? Yeah, I can print it too. Let's save this document. Let me save it as a let's say one dot PDF just to have a simple file. And this one dot PDF, I'll put it in my samples folder, the samples folder which we are having. So now what we will do is here in this again the text has become so let me so here instead of chapter 2 having a link to the same section, what I will do is I will link it. Not I have removed the hash here. I'll just say one dot PDF and let me save this file and refresh. Now this chapter 2, if chapter 1 I'm clicking, I'm going to the same link in the same page. Chapter 3, same page, link in the same page. It goes to the section. Now I'll have chapter 2. If I click chapter 2, it opens up a PDF document. Now it's opening in the again in the same window in the same tab. Now here also I can have the target as blank underscore blank. I can have a target as underscore blank. So let me save this. Let me increase the font size. Here, if I click this way, okay, sorry, I have not actually refreshed this page. So when I click it, this is my original page. This target is opening in a different window. Now remember one thing, why I'm showing you this, because the links, you can have it to a web page, to an image. And as we talked in the last class, we can also have links to the documents. That is, just now we have seen a PDF. We can also have links to the Word document, Excel document, any resource we can have links to, except the exe files. Even executable files, exe files, we can have a link. But again, the browser says that it may be a virus or so and so, so those things happens. Anyway, we will not talk about go into that executable part. So what we can have is we can have it to any resources. Any resource. It can be a web page. It can be an image. In terms of documents, it can be a PDF, Word, etc. Now, even you can have a link to audio file as well as a video file. Now here, you can, if you observe, when we are clicking this link, it is opening a new window. Obviously, we can, if we remove this target tag, it opens in the same window. But this PDF is directly getting opened in the web browser. It's not downloading. Remember, it's opening in a web browser. Why is it opening in a web browser? The reason is that web browsers supports PDF document. That is why it is opening by default in a web browser. But suppose if we have a Word document, as a link over here instead of PDF, we have a Word document as a link, it will not directly open. It will download. And depending upon how the browsers are configured or how your default settings are configured, sometimes it gets downloaded and directly opens up in the application. That is a Word itself. If you have a Word document, Word, the application will open. In that application, your file will be visible. In the same way, if you have Excel, that is the same case. It will not directly open in the web browser. Now, you may be having certain doubt that, for example, Google Forms are there, Google Spreadsheets are there, Google Docs are there. That opens in a web browser. Those docs are not Word files. Those spreadsheets are not Excel files. Remember, now, those are things on the cloud. And on the cloud, you have the application as well as the document. So whatever document you have, that document will open up in that application. So, but here we are talking about links. So if you have PDF, it opens up. If you have Word and other files, it will not open up. So actually, let us end this session today, this part, and I'll just uh, what to say. I mean, even the questions I'll just take up in the next class, in the next session. I mean, on Mondays or whatever it is, because I need to be present in the seminar. So even if you are having some questions today for this class, just clear these things up in the next class. Okay. So I mean, we will end this session today. So actually, I'm in a hurry for that seminar or so, whatever I told. So that is the reason. Just let me end this class today. The questions and all I'll take up in the next session, next class. So I think, should I leave now? Just anybody acknowledge. Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll continue the further topics in the next session.